Morning, everybody. Day 6 of my down east vacation. Last full day here in Maine. I'm just heading down to Brunswick to pay my respects to Colonel Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain. I'm going to visit his grave site and then go over to his house in Brunswick. It's a museum. And then I'm going to the desert of Maine. That should be interesting. And then just ending up in Portland for the night. So, I'll see you guys on the road. Hey guys, I'm on I-95 heading south of Brunswick. Dealing with a little bit of rain right now, but weather says it's supposed to clear up sometime early afternoon. So, I don't mind rain if I'm out driving for a long distance. Listening to The Shining again. Damn good Stephen King book. And damn good movie by Kubrick. Miniseries, nah, I don't know. It feels like The Shining, Shining Light, because they had to water it down, obviously, for TV. So, anyway, I'll see you guys when I get into Brunswick, because I don't think I'm going to be pulling off anywhere today. I want to try and get down into Portland sometime in the early afternoon, late afternoon, somewhere in there. So, see ya. Hey guys, I just entered town line for Bowdoin. This is where Chamberlain lived most of his life, and where he taught as a professor before he went off and fought in the Civil War. So, yeah, I'm just on the outskirts right now, just past the town line. Really easy drive coming down. Looks like the rain's starting to clear up, hopefully. Yeah, just a little bit of rain. Nothing big deal. Like I said, I don't mind rain when I'm on vacation and if I'm doing my driving. So, alright, I'll see you when I get to Chamberlain's grave. Hey guys, just making the turn on the 201. I guess this takes me to Brunswick. Guess I'm just on the outskirts right now. Excuse me. Down East Credit Union. Been seeing a lot of businesses with Down East. I saw something up in Lubbock. It was called Due East. I don't know if that was a joke or it's because it's all the way as far east as you can go. And looks like the sun's starting to come out. But I wouldn't mind some clouds for some shade. Car says it's 76 out, so should be a nice day all around. The rain's gone. Wow. It's always so odd to see taxi cabs in the day of Uber and Lyft. Well, how they stay in business, given how cheap Lyft and Uber is. Got a bridge coming up down here. This is going to bring me right into Brunswick. Oh. Looks like a dam. Interesting. Yep, town line entering Brunswick. Alright, I'll see you guys over at the gravesite. Hey guys, just pulling up to the grave right now. I'm not actually sure where Chamberlain is buried, so I'm gonna have to look this up, and this road is closed. That's just great. So where do I go to get into the cemetery? That's this guy. Maybe there's an entrance down here, unless they're doing work. There's an entrance. I'll just turn in here. I'm gonna have to look it up where he's actually buried. I think it's one of the corners. Yeah, this is an old school graveyard for sure. Yeah, I don't know how elaborate his grave is. If it's just a plain grave or if it's actually more monument. Can I go this way? Yeah. I hope I can. I don't want to get stuck in here. I hope I'm allowed to be driving in here. Well, I'd imagine, because these are laid out like roads. Chamberlain. I think he's buried over there. I could be wrong though. I don't want to turn off this road right here. Alright guys, I'm gonna figure out where he's buried exactly, and then I'll get back to you once I get over to his grave. Hey guys, I found his grave finally. Took a little bit of wandering around, but I figured it out. There he is. Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain. Got the Medal of Honor for all his service in the Civil War. Amazing man all around. His regiment, the 20th, they saved the Union Army at Gettysburg. Brigadier Major General when the war ended. Got shot through both hips. You know, I think it was Petersburg. It was either Petersburg or Sharpsburg, and like they didn't think he was gonna live. His brother Tom, stayed by his side, expecting him to be dead, but some say because his brother was there, it helped him find the will to live. And then he went on, to be, I think he was the governor of Maine for a whole bunch of years. And it had something to do with a strike that was going on, I think at the college. And it was really intense, and then he showed up and it all kind of ceased. But he was just an amazing man. Certainly my favorite Civil War figure. Who else is buried here? I think this is just his immediate family. I think his brother Tom is buried somewhere else. Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain. Unveiled 1905. Harold Willis? What? Willius? Joshua Lawrence and Francis Adams Chamberlain, Franny. Grace Dupuy Allen. Elizabeth G. Edmonds. I guess relations. daughter of Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain. Emily Stella Steele. Yeah, I guess his brother Tom is maybe buried with his parents at a different cemetery. But glad to be here and glad to have paid my respects. Thank you for your service, sir.
Bring you this way. We're going to, actually, we've got kind of a new arrangement of our tour this year. So what we're going to do is go through this first floor area right up to the second floor so that I can give you this tour chronologically. And by the way, it's a pleasure to have you here. Welcome to the Joshua and Fanny Chamberlain house. And I'm Sue. Nice to see you. We've got some rooms that are cooler than others, so we're going to work right through this area. And we are coming back to all of this. Right through this wonderful doorway. And upstairs. Be careful, they're a little,
Let's let this gentleman go first.
Yeah.
He might take a while.
Thank you.
they're long and curvy. Take your time. We'll go up to the original part of the house. We are in the original house up here on the second floor. Now, here, usually this door is open. That may help in the breeze. I'm going to see if this door opens. Would you come into this area? All right. Now, we are in a house that was originally built in 1825. Wow. And this house was occupied by the Chamberlains on a rental basis in 1857. They had been married in 1855. They lived in various spots around town. They came here on a rental basis and they purchased the house in 1859 for $2,100. Sounds pretty reasonable today. And this is what the house looks like. So we are in this house on the other side, which would be this first level in this corner. This is what the house looked like approximately at that time. Now, typical New England style farmhouse with additions, elms, a small barn, etc. Notice the chimneys here. And the Chamberlains occupied this home for all of their married life. And they were here until actually he died in 1914, as you probably know. But he lived in Portland, but nevertheless, the house is in the family. So here it is. Now, this is where they lived during the Civil War. So when he was on duty, if he happened to be injured, was wounded, or was home for a rest period, it would be to this place. Now, this house, front door of which, and you just passed it right up here, faced this small street out here, which is Cotter Street. So where you parked, you had noticed a fence, a wooden fence, and the house sat just beyond that wooden fence, so that it faced that street. The Chamberlains decided when he returned home after the war, and a year or two later, he was to become governor of the state of Maine from 67 to 71, they decided to move this structure. And move it they did so that the front door faced Main Street, which is the street right here. And it wasn't uncommon to move the structure. They would have jacked it up, used cribbing, jack it up some more, perhaps used teams of oxen, that sort of thing, to bring it to this site. Well, yes, hello. Come right in.
Susan's your guide?
Hi. Hi, nice to see you. The well-known figures of the Civil War did come to visit the general in his house. So they wanted a grander structure, a place where they would have plenty of room, not only for the family, but to entertain as well. Now, as we look around, I think I'll just continue with this for a minute. A little bit on how it descended in the family. The general and his wife had 2 children who survived. They had 5 in all, 2 lived to be adults. The house passed to their eldest child, Grace. Grace kept it until she passed away in 1937. And she was, she didn't live here all the time. She lived elsewhere. She would come here occasionally to visit, stay here a few weeks in the summer, whatever. And when she passed away, it went to her youngest daughter, Rosamond. Rosamond kept this property for 2 years or so. She sold it to a local landlord, developer, entrepreneur, and he divided up the whole house into 7 apartments for Goin students. Now, when he died later in the early 80s, the house was on the market and it became part of his estate, and it was sold, and that's when the Projeska Historical Society, which owns the structure and another one downtown, purchased it, and then it became open. It was renovated over to the So, okay, so we have the house. We're in a special room here. When this house was on one level below, this space was the general's library. So when it came up, as it did, the space below still was his library and is the library that we visit. So we are in a room, when it came up, that became the family sitting room. Before a little bit of little air. And as we pass through here, we're seeing a picture of General Grant. General Grant did visit this house. He visited twice. And he would have come through this very same door. 1865, he did arrive after the war. He came to Bowdoin to receive a special degree, an honorary degree. A local newspaper wrote a story about Grant being here, and they said, "Isn't it wonderful they're giving Grant this honorary degree? It will help offset the one they gave to Jefferson Davis a few years before." Jefferson Davis had been Secretary of War. He did come to Bowdoin, so for a degree. So there we have General Grant, and he was to come another time. General Grant also visited the church across the way for a ceremony of sorts. This is the church the Chamberlains went to. I will tell you, they were never official members of that church. However, was Fanny's, who was the adoptive daughter of the minister of the church, the Reverend Adams. So when Grant was there for an evening ceremony of sorts, he was asked to say a few words. But he was a man of few words, rather laconic sort. So he said 2 or 3 sentences, and that was about it. But General Chamberlain stepped in because he was a man of many words. Now, I'm just noticing how dark. It's dark because these shutters, and notice how they are built. They are the type that would recede into the wall. So you might call them pocket shutters, like pocket doors. And they are original to the house, so they're 1825 or so. And they do slide into the wall. I never pushed one in or out. I don't want to see a little bit of chafing there on that one. The shutters in the other room were not like this. They were more of a conventional sort with a lot of woodwork around them, you might have noticed. Now, this room, when it was down a level, was a sitting room for the family. When he came up, he had a brother, Horace. This is Horace. He was a successful lawyer in the Bangor Brewer area. He was a Bowdoin graduate. He died rather young. You can see he was born in 34. Joshua was born in 1828, by the way, and he died in 1861 of pulmonary issues. Another child, the next one in line, was Sarah. They called her Say, S-A-E, for some reason. She was a Bangor Brewer resident, married a local fellow by the name of Farrington, had several children. She did come to this house on occasion to help take care of the Chamberlain kids. Another son was John. John here, also a Bowdoin graduate, was John who served with his brothers, and I say brothers, Lawrence, and younger brother, youngest brother, Tom, during the Civil War. It was John who served in the Christian Commission and later became a chaplain, by the way, and he would serve to help the troops who were wounded physically and mentally back in camp. And it was John and Tom who were with Lawrence, they would have called Lawrence, at Gettysburg. So on that second day, ascending the hill, and they were on horseback, shots started coming at them. Lawrence turned and saw his two brothers nearby and said famously, "This could be a hard day for another." And that's depicted in that film, Gettysburg, which you might remember.
Yeah, great film, yeah.
Yep.
I have a question before you go on.
Yes, sir.
Where exactly was he during Gettysburg? Because I really don't know much about him.
He was very close to his...
Really? I never knew that.
On that second day.
Really?
And he served in camp, back in tents, so to speak, not far
Right.
away from Little Round Top. Something like here to the tree. The brick pillar out there.
Right.
I've been told from people who studied
I never knew that about
Yes.
that brother.
Later, he, after the war, came back to Maine. He wound up in Castine, Maine, married a local girl there. But previous to that, he and Thomas both worked in New York City for the Tobacco Exchange. They were businessmen.
For the tobacco what?
Tobacco Exchange, tobacco business. Yeah. Probably imports, you know. John died fairly young as well, also from their issues. He was buried in Castine. His widow married Tom later on. You know, lots of times a brother would marry his brother's widow. That was not uncommon. So that happened. Thomas served with his brother as well. He was quite close to him in many instances. He did rise to, I think it was, I shouldn't say that.
I think he was lieutenant when.
A lieutenant.
I think lieutenant.
That. But he was also provost marshal.
Right.
And he, unfortunately, did suffer from alcoholism later in life.
Sad.
Post-traumatic, stress disease disorder, and he had rather sad end, actually, Thomas. But nevertheless, this is the family. Now, and if you have a question, please do ask. The general in later years, perhaps as governor. This is 1872. We do know that of Fanny. There aren't that many pictures of her, but she was quite a gracious, a rather dramatic look here in this photo with the jewelry. She loved fine clothing, fine fabrics. She was a gal who would go shopping, and she would frequently go to Boston, New York, and shop at for furniture at auctions, that kind of thing. And she always enjoyed lovely fabrics for her clothing. We've got an archway here. We don't know exactly, if you want to come this way now, when this design was put in here, but we've got a little niche of sorts. And this, above where we are, would be where the center chimney is for this house. And it's supported now with steel beams. So this has been redone. Now we'll go down the grand stairway. And as we descend, you're noticing a niche in the wall, again a very Victorian style, with a reproduction sort of base. I've got another stairway that's straight on. Been redone, restored floor. The paintings that you see are of mother and father. These are reproductions of the originals which hang in the Brewer Public Library. We know this is 1871 or so because mother is wearing the first outfit, the outfit that she wore for Joshua's first inauguration as governor. He was elected 4 times. It was a Connecticut artist who did these, a very well-known portrait artist.
The originals
William Willard.
or the originals?
The originals. He came from Connecticut in Massachusetts, and he came to Sturbridge. He was itinerant. He would have traveled up here to meet these folks. He would have had photos taken of them. Or did that woodwork in segments, to put it together to have the round effect. A lot cooler in here.
Definitely.
We're in the General's Library. If you recall, I mentioned the library was always in this space, whether we're up or down. And here he stored many items that were reported to him from his war service. So when we look around, we are looking at, I'll point out a few, and you're noticing boxes, and we have campaign boxes, munitions. And here on this one, we have his stenciled name with the Maltese cross below. If anyone wants to sit, we've got 2 chairs here. You're welcome to yours. I'll point out a few more items. He had at least 2 Confederate flags. They were both Alabama flags. One was from Pickett's Charge, actually.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And he had these, this is a replica. This is a replica. But granddaughter Rosamond was a pacifist. She didn't want any Confederate flags, hardly any kind of much military around. So she sent those 2 Alabama flags to the state of Alabama.
Who did that?
Rosamond, the granddaughter, the one who ultimately inherited the property. So that's where they are today. Now the other one, of course, is the 5th Corps First Division, which is this symbol was so important to him. And of course, General Grant. And this is a plaster bust of Grant, dated 1903. Now this one is a copy of their copy. They had a copy of Franklin Simmons' sculpture, Franklin Simmons being a very important American sculptor who was from Maine. They wound up in Rome, where he died. He did this at Grant, and they purchased this very same statue from the Capone Company down in Woburn, Mass. And they paid $12 for theirs in around 1901. So this is another one from the same company, and you can get one today if you want to. They're still around. No, it's a few hundred now. Yeah, look it up. You can look up these companies. So just to review a little bit now about the war record, Joshua was a professor of language over here at Goin. And we're talking 1862 now. They were living in the house when it was over in the other lot. They hadn't moved it yet. And he was offered a 2-year sabbatical to go to Europe to study European languages, paid 2 years. The gift of a lifetime, which really interested him a lot. He loved to travel, too. So he was offered this in the summer, perhaps spring, summer of 1862. But he felt the need to join the call to go and serve, as many of his friends had done in the Union Army. Even some of his students were serving. And so he passed up the opportunity to go to Europe, and he instead offered his services to the governor of the state of Maine, who was Israel Washburn, another important family in the state of Maine. And they were getting together a new regiment. It was the governor's job to do that in each state. And they were getting together the 20th Maine. So Joshua offered himself. He in turn got a message back from the governor. This is by telegraph. And the governor offered him a colonelcy in a legend by a Civil War artist, Troyan. And this depicts Joshua, and we're moving on quite a bit here, to Gettysburg. We've already gone past Fredericksburg, Antietam, and numerous other skirmishes and battles, to the second day at Gettysburg, when Lawrence Joshua Chamberlain's order is to hold the line at any cost. His immediate superior Yes. His immediate superior's order, who was Colonel Vincent, who was a good friend of his, gave him the order which he had received in turn. And Colonel Vincent, Mr. Lewis's wife, that very afternoon. But it was his job to hold the line. You can check out this diagram if you like. 20th Main's on the end. They have done an L shape or return with 20th Main. Part of the 20th is over here as well, the wooded area. Alabamans and Texans are here on the other side. They are ascending, and 20th Main is descending. They're almost out of ammunition. The order is given to bayonet. And this is thought to be the very brave action of 20th Maine, led by Chamberlain, that led them to victory. And they would take many Alabamans as prisoners. So a lot of men lost their lives here in this action. And later the same day, they are ordered to ascend Big Round Top around 8, 9 o'clock at night, up the hill, and they take more prisoners. That battle is much easier. Nevertheless, they were victorious, and they decided Chamberlain offered their services when another regimental leader didn't want to do it. Chamberlain said, "We'll do it." So the 20th Maine did that as well. They rested the next day. They were back in camp, and that's when your other important events happened at Gettysburg, such as Pickett's Charge and Jefferson. So, notice the slip came through the mail to the front door. It was given to him 30 years after the fact for his bravery, his action at Gettysburg that second day to hold the line.
Wow.
Here it is. Here's what the back looks like, the inscription, or gallantry, etc. The one that he received had this striping on it. And over time, the government would have issued new ribbons, and that's why that ribbon is on it. Now, there's more to this Congressional Medal of Honor story. This is the one he received at that time. The government decided to replace Congressional Medals of Honor in 1904. There are a lot out there, different colors, different ribbons, and perhaps designs. And so they issued a second one to all the recipients, which had a blue ribbon with 13 white stripes on it. And they said, the provision was, don't wear both at once. Pick one. And so the general wore the new one. This one was lost, and it was found about 2 or 3 years ago now in the back of a book at a church book sale in Duxbury, Massachusetts.
What?
Where Rosamond lived in the summer. She left her estate to the church. The books went there. A fellow bought the book, and in the back was the medal. And he said, aha, I've got something here. And he sent it to the Historical Society, where it was, the society had it vetted for departments, Smithsonian, on and on. And this is it. So that's
amazing.
Right
That's
and
amazing.
Sometimes people do it back. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, that's
it was nice that he did that. The second one is on display over at Bowden with that bracelet, the one with the blue ribbon. We want to go over there and see that. Now, other items. Here are the boots that Chamberlain wore. These are the boots he wore at Gettysburg, before Gettysburg, and after Gettysburg. He was injured in the right instep for that action, and in the thigh. He had a grazing on his thigh. So he was offered new boots, and he said, no, fix these. So do you see the patch? The long patch. It's the bottom of the boot on the instep. See the long patch there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was comfortable. These boots were comfy. It took a while to break in boots.
Yeah.
So he didn't want new boots. He wanted these fixed. Do you see it? Yeah. Tall boots. Tying the back.
Wellington.
And these were donated by one of his granddaughters to the museum. Now, buttons from his colonel's uniform, shoulder straps, a glove, gauntlet, if you will, cap with insignia, more buttons from Major General, which was his highest rank, Brevet Major General. And before I get to that, I'll show you this item. This is a ring of native bone.
Wow.
I don't know what kind of bone, but it is inscribed with JLC, Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain, and it was made by an admiring soldier and given to him. It was recently purchased by a gentleman from Maine who bought it from one of the antique dealers who shows up on the Antiques Roadshow. Anybody ever watch that?
Yeah.
The fellow who does the Civil War things, Eldridge, Raphael Elledge, and he owned it. And this fellow from Maine bought it, and it's on loan now. So there it is.
Wow.
Now, here is a revolver that is a replica of the one Joshua brought to this house after the war. This you might remember from the movie Gettysburg, when the Alabama Lieutenant Tom Wicker is about to shoot Chamberlain.
Yep.
He misses for whatever reason. Chamberlain took his sword and tapped the fellow's neck. The fellow turned over his gun. I think they make a quick thing out of that in the movie. But he brought the revolver here to his home in Maine. And this is a replica. The real one now is in the Maine State Museum in Augusta. But this is the same thing. All right. Now let's move on a bit with war record, and we'll just a couple of hospital. He was taken care of. They didn't think he'd live. Chamberlain wrote a note to his wife, a goodbye note, which is on display over at Bowdoin with that bracelet and with the second Medal of Honor. So you can see all that over there. So he did survive. They saved him along with the assistance of another doctor, Dr. Townsend, who showed up. And he came back, so he went to a field hospital. He may have come back to me for a while after that. But this is the injury that was going to really bother him for the rest of his life. And for this action, Grant promoted him to Brigadier General. And it's said to be Grant's only field promotion. Yeah, Brigadier General.
I heard somewhere that he promoted him right there on the spot.
It was supposedly there on the spot, at least very close in time to the actual injury.
I still can't get over the fact he lived through that.
He lived through that.
That's amazing.
He was a tough gentleman, actually. A man of great honor, chivalry, integrity, you name it. He had all those very important qualities. Now let's go on still in time. We'll look at this horse blanket, which represents his highest rank. And this is Brevet Major General. And he was awarded that rank for action at Hatcher's Run later in April of '65. It might have been March. I think it's April. And he was injured again in the chest, arm. He survived that. He had orders in his pocket that may have deflected something there, and he was given Brevet Major General. This reflects that rank. This is his blanket. This is his McClellan saddle. This is a photo of the general on a horse that he owned, and this is taken in Portland, Maine, when he lived there from about 1909 on. And I'll get to that part in a minute. Another horse, a very sturdy horse.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah. Looks almost like a bit of Percheron or one of the workhorse breeds in there. You can see how he's dressed. And he did show up at parades, and he, of course, gave many speeches in his older years. This is out of Portland Harbor, right up on what we call the Eastern Promenade. Now, let's move on in time, more military, but we're almost done with this one. And we're looking at a print now. Military print. And this is titled Honor, Answering Honor, by John Spaulding. And we've got Chamberlain here, war widows, fellows who deserve pensions. He had a pension himself. It wasn't terribly grand. And he worked for the state of Maine in bringing in new immigrants up into northern Maine and New Sweden. He brought Swedish immigrants, many descendants are there today. He was here during the weekend. We go to Augusta. And this was a ceremonial chair Chamberlain used. It's been redone. This chair was lost for a number of years. It was a blue gilt from life. Is decorated with a what they call castellation. So you see the extra cement blocks on the corners, meant to look castle-like. Again, a reference. And in the center, of course, and it would have been on all four sides, the Maltese Cross. 5th Corps, 1st Division.
Right, this was a kitchen, you're saying? This
When it was apartments, this was a kitchen.
Apartments, okay.
Not his kitchen.
Not his.
Their kitchen was back in the good shop.
Oh, that's still part of the, I thought that was in China.
Nope. Kitchen was in there.
I got you.
Yep.
Now that
So
makes
let's-
sense, because they said first it should be done.
Yeah.
But then again, for occupancy.
Yeah, and there were more outlets in Major here. And then we'll go into the parlor. And then I'll be close.
Yes,
So this is the last room.
imposing, I would say.
Yeah.
Drapery on it.
Yeah, I'm going to refer to these two. Kind of from one person in there. Since you're here,
Sorry. Okay.
if you'd like to come back, I'll just go over this. This is the summer home they have down on the coast at Simpson's Point. If you look at the map.
Straight down.
So they had other guests here as well. And they would enjoy the music. Some folks have told me this room's got rounded corners to help the music sound its best, resonant. Now this room was damaged a few years ago by burst water pipes. And it was apartments up over here especially. And the water damaged the ceiling and the walls in this room. It had already been redone 2 or 3 years before. So it was all came over and escorted him to the church. Another service at the church, and then they brought him down the road to be buried next to Fanny.
This is in the winter.
And yes, that's correct. Quite a procession. The stores downtown closed. I will tell you, my grandparents were here at the time. I like to think they were part of the people who showed up to.
Well, it was happening, my God.
Yeah, it was. It was quite a big deal. Yeah.
He was probably the most famous Maine resident until Stephen King came along.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody knew the general. Yeah, they didn't actually know the general. Yeah. That essentially was his story.
And he had an epic life now, didn't he?
He had the
Sure
epic
did.
life. And just
I love that
to
quote.
fill
That's a very good quote. I never heard that one before.
Which one?
The epic quote.
Oh, the epic quote.
Yeah, I love that.
Just to fill in a little bit, before he took the job in Portland, he did have other positions.
Hey guys, I'm back on I-295. Just about exit to Freeport. We're headed to the desert of Maine. Something I discovered on Atlas Obscura, and I figured, what the hell, gotta check this out. So apparently it's a desert in Maine. So this should be very interesting. How long until we get there? 6 minutes. Alright, so we're on Desert Road. This just seems so weird. Like, you know, I've seen a whole bunch of Maine coastline. I really didn't see any forests, anything like any of the major forests. Side turning, yes it is, okay. Yeah, the more major forests, they're up, there's a sign for it. They're up farther north in the state. But I saw a lot of really good coastline, and the trip to Campbell Island was definitely a highlight. It's been a great trip all around. A lot of little great places that I went to. So, and this should be interesting. LLB and Discovery Center. That's funny. What is this up here? Oh, I think this is something for LL Bean. LL Bean receiving. That's funny. LL Bean Fulfillment and Returns Center. Wow, it gets That's funny. Did not know that was there. Alright, so this should be coming up in a mile on the left-hand side. Yeah. Drove through a lot of forest, but not like the really crazy forest that you probably get in the northern part of the state. I did see signs for moose warnings for moose crossing on the highway. That was kind of funny to see. Didn't see any though. Okay, so it should be coming up any minute now. Main Waldorf School. Flags are at half staff. I wonder why that is. Maybe for Memorial Day, even though it's not till Monday. I wonder if I'll be working Monday. They'll need me to come in. I mean, I don't mind going in because it's probably all just residential stuff, so it won't be that bad of a day. But I still got vacation, so I'm going to put that out of my mind until Monday. Okay, it should be coming up somewhere. Should be a turnoff for it somewhere along here. Looks like that might be the sign for it. Great, my camera got tilted. It's plugged in, so sorry if the angle was weird. Ah, here we go. I'll just take it off. Desert of Maine, Maine's most famous natural phenomenon. And I turn this. All right, I'll see you guys when I get inside. Hello.
My husband brought it in, and I thought, well, I better run it.
Hey, sir, you need some help.
Oh, one please. One?
One what? For the tour?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's why I said when I gave my license, I said, I better go in, because he's gonna think, well, you know,
Good thing she kept us straight, huh? When she makes the reservation, she needs to go in and go. Her legs look ginger in this out here, honey.
Hey guys, I'm at the Desert of Maine. That's really funny. I just bought a brand new Jeep Renegade. I thought it was a new model. The Jeep had started recently. Nope. Apparently it's old school too. So that's pretty cool to see. So, just waiting for the tour right now. Alright, catch you guys in a bit. Yeah, it's just waiting for the tour to start. Just wanted to give a quick little walk around here. Because my Cube battery is already pretty much dead from oh, I think that's probably that cram person. Okay.
Combination of algae and fungi living together. Well, this one is an earth lichen, and it grows right out on sand in bright sunshine. It doesn't require any soil, but it puts little filaments down into the sand, puts out organic matter, and it's actually creating soil that other plants will take root in. So it's helping to vegetate the desert. We will see a dune that's got pink all over it, and then this tiny little plant here. I'm going to hold it because I don't like to crush the little filaments.
Okay, we're off to see the desert, our wonderful desert in Maine. On behalf of Ginger and Gary, welcome to our tram tour. My name is Anita. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. But the question I get all the time is, where are the camels? The desert used to have camels. We used to have some live camels here, and they had donkey cart rides for folks. What we have nowadays are camel mascots here, Sarah and Sadie. They require a lot less maintenance than regular camels. But the Jeeps, on the other hand, require probably more maintenance. You can see this Junie landscape they're riding around on. This started 30,000 years ago. At the end of the ice age, the last glacier to come down from Canada covered over like all of Maine, and it made its way down as far as Long Island, New York, before the weather warmed up, climate warmed up, and the glacier started to melt. Here's our first stop, so more on that as I step out here.
There's a little bit of organic matter underneath the trees here, a little bit of topsoil. Scientists think there's about a foot here. And then below that, there's just all the piles of material that were left by the glacier in the lake bed. And you can see the guy in the forefront is walking in a big hole. The wind, that's where the wind has already lifted the material up, right? There was probably a plowed field in front of this piece of the orchard here, and that was the first that was destroyed, right? And the wind has lifted that up and blown it around someplace. Here is the orchard again, the same orchard, and now the trees are buried because the wind has picked the silt up from someplace and they've blown it over in this direction. So these trees became completely buried over, and they have long since died. So the desert grew to be over 300 acres. By 1945, it was like getting up there, and it reached over 300 acres. And then they stayed for a few years, and then it was just and so it shrank for 20 years. What you see over here is new growth forest is going on top of dunes, and the furthest back reaches of the forest are about 40 years old, while the stuff in the front is more in the 10-15 year range. And we'll drive around, we'll see other places that are just not being vegetated. And all the different sands of the desert is ground up, and it is extremely reflective. So it reflects the heat and the light of the sun back into the area around the desert, and it makes the desert much hotter than if this was an open field of grass. The highest temperature we've seen on our outside thermometer was 128 degrees. Yeah, hot, right? So that's a way, the heat that the desert forms is a way the desert fights back against vegetation. Because your local vegetation, it can't survive in that kind of temperature ongoingly. Even if it has a lot of moisture, it's still hard to survive it. So if you haven't felt it, you're going to feel the desert here, right? And feel how fine it is. I mean, it's like more like flour or talc than it is like sand. It's just really powdered up. And you can see the different colors that are bleeding through here. So if you haven't already, you definitely want to visit the barn and see all the beautiful sand art made from the desert sand. So the prevailing winds when the wind is coming towards us, it comes behind these trees and it goes around in a circle. And it creates this interesting little donut-shaped thing. I think it'll lift some of the silt up in the outer edge ring, and puts it in the middle there. So mosses in this place are the soil-producing plants because it's probably closer to the water underneath there.
On the other side, the light gray-green vegetation is a different lichen that's helping to make soil along with all the litter coming from the trees here. Here is a big clump of trees that fell over back in the big windstorm in October. You can see how shallow the roots are, and there's just nothing underneath it but silt. These plants are just barely growing, you know, on the top of the land here. This is where the trail from the spring house comes out on the left, and there's another trail that starts right here also that goes into the older part of the forest, and it comes out further down on our, back onto the tram track. Over here on the right, you can see this clump of trees and how the silt is piled up around them. That was one from the open. So, Mr. Goldup, the guy that opened to visitors, he is quite the entrepreneur, and when people were here, he had these wooden placards that said Desert of Maine, and he would tie them onto the bumpers of people's cars. He's actually credited with inventing bumper stickers.
Huh.
And we have a picture of one of them in the gift shop underneath, in a glass case underneath where the register is.
This is the house that they moved.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And one day I had some visitors who were from Minnesota, a town where they moved the entire town. Once the big iron ore mine was discovered, they just picked up and moved the whole town the same way, you know, just split over. The buildings. And I had been there, so I was aware of what he was talking about. So the barn was not used. After the Tuttles left, the barn wasn't used until Henry Goldrup died in like the 1970s. And
Hey guys, just heading to check out this really cool little, it's a giant Indian statue here in the town of Freeport, Maine. Yeah, just got done with the desert of Maine. Really cool little site. If you're ever up this way, go check it out. Really cool. And then I'm going to into Portland for some late lunch, early dinner, and probably going to get some beer from Oxbow Brewing Company. They do one with lobster. Hope they still have it when I get there, because I've been looking forward to that. Not as much as I was looking forward to that pork chop the other night at Primo, but like I said, the meal I had there was amazing. So yeah, I'm just back on Route 1 and just coming. I'll just take it back down into Portland. I don't know if I drove by this Indian on the way up on Friday. I may have, and maybe I just didn't notice it. But it should be coming up on the left-hand side any minute now. I don't think it's as big as the Paul Bunyan statue, but it's a pretty big one as far as I know. Huh. It used to be a hotel. Now it's a self-storage unit, apparently. Interesting. It should be coming up. I think I see the back of it. Yeah, it's maybe about as big as the Paul Bunyan statue. Maybe a little less taller. Size-wise, it seems the same. Maybe about the same. Hard to say. Just pull in here. Oh, apparently that's the one way. I don't think this is open yet, so I'm just gonna be here for a second. Hold on a second, guys. I just gotta undo the cord because the cube is pretty much dead. Alright, hold on. Okay. Interesting. This is a very intense looking Indian right there. Or, I'm sorry, being PC. It's a very intense Native American right there. Alright guys, I'll see you in Portland. Hey guys, I'm just coming into Portland now. I was thinking about going up to this really cool retro arcade museum up in New Hampshire. It's a good 2 hours from here. If I had been staying up there, I definitely would have considered it, but you know, I don't want to have to drive up there and drive all the way back. It'd be a good 250 miles, give or take. But yeah, if I had booked a hotel up there, I definitely would have considered it. It wouldn't have been a problem coming back tomorrow, you know, because my flight's not until like 5. Wouldn't have to be at the airport till like, I don't know, probably gonna go around 3 tomorrow, just to get through security and just sit for like an hour or two. It's no big deal. Better safe than sorry. Hoping I can find a parking space down here at this place I'm going to called Eventide. They're supposed to do pretty good oysters, and probably gonna get a lobster roll as well. And then tomorrow I'm probably gonna go to it's High Roller to finish out my vacation. Okay, this is stupid. Why are you blocking the way, dude? Alright, I'm going to concentrate on driving. I'll see you guys at the restaurant. Hey guys, just got done having some really good oysters and really interesting take on the lobster roll. They did it with a steamed bun, which was really good. It really complemented the lobster. And I think they cooked it in some kind of sauce. It was really good. And the bread they used for the bun was really good. So I'm just walking down to the Portland Art Museum because they're open till 8, and I paid for all day parking, so don't know how many more videos I'm going to get with this cube because the battery is pretty much dead. So I'll get what I can. Just wanted to get a little video of me walking. Okay, see ya. Sweet. Another guest book sign. Icelandic thyme? Really? Interesting. Oh, you guys gotta see this. Sorry if you're trying to set up.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
Yeah,
look. Thank you. So that's where I'm assuming all the Portland gamers that play Overwatch and are salty about it, that's where they go to get their salt. See you guys. Hello. Good, how are you? Oh, I'm sorry, is this an event?
No, not right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just taking a look.
Oh, feel free to take care of it.
Thank you.
that room.
Thanks.
This is Lucy. Good, how are you?
Thank you. Hey guys, I'm almost to the art museum, I think. I passed across arena where I guess the Portland Pirates play, and I saw this. Rennie's in Main Adventure. Well, I'm always for an adventure, so let's check this out. Oh, it's just a convenience store. Okay, never mind. I had to do that. I pretty much figured it was probably a shopping center or shopping store. Okay, see you at the art museum now. Clarence H. White and His World, Art and Craft of Photography. Interesting. That's a good picture. Wow. Hello.
Hi, welcome.
One, please.
Sure. It's going to be $15.
There you go.
Okay, there you go.
How long does it take to go through, usually?
To see the whole museum, I would say about 2 hours.
2 hours.
You can kind of pick and choose. depending on
Yeah,
what you want.
I kind of just sweep through.
And can I have a zip code for you?
18042?
This is going to be your pass for today.
Thank you.
I just need a signature in here.
There you go.
Okay.
Thanks.
There you go. Enjoy your business.
Which way?
4 floors in this building.
Okay.
The stairs or elevator down the hall.
Okay.
And then if you go down this hall all the way to the end, take a
Okay.
right. It's going to lead you to more galleries.
Thanks. Is this General Grant? I think it is. Interesting. There's no... Yeah, it is Grant. Cool. Yeah, apparently this museum takes about 2 hours to go through if you're taking your time. Me, I just kind of wander, and if anything catches my eye, stare for a couple seconds. Okay, more on the next one. Hey guys, check this out. It's a stack of pancakes with a whole bunch of stuff stacked on top. That's pretty cool. Why they have it so open and nothing guarding it. You know, some stupid little kid running around. Goodbye statue. And out here, we got these stairs, but they just seem like you shouldn't go up them. So I'm gonna go up them. Hello.
Hey.
Looking at those stairs, I was like, should I go up?
Just don't slide down the banister.
Okay. Do kids get tempted to do that?
What do you mean? This kid does.
Oh, okay. That's funny. Have a good day.
You also.
The Mona Lisa's here.
That's phony money.
That's funny.
We think it's the one of the students, actually.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Now your hat camera is not on, is it?
Oh, it is. I'm sorry.
You'll have to.
So I'm just being really careful now because the guard told me that you're really not supposed to be filming.
So I just wanted to get a quick overview of this floor. It's really cool woodwork. Modern menagerie. Cool. Wow, that's really cool woodwork.
Hey guys, I'm just walking to Oxbow Brewing. Done with the Portland Art Museum. It was a nice place, but a couple people telling me not to film, which I understand, you know, that's their right to do. Kind of put me on edge the rest of the time I was there. So I'm going to get some beer to take the edge off. Alright, I'll see you guys there. Bye. Hey guys, I've arrived at Oxbow. Let's get some beer, then I can call it night. What's up, my man?
Jay.
Hello. Good, how are you? Do you have the lobster beer? Okay. Yeah. Well, you just ruined my vacation. That's the only reason I came up to Maine for a week. Let's get that beer. It's fine. I've been wanting to tell you guys beer regardless. Yeah, it disappeared really quick. Hey guys. This is the table of beer from Oxbow. His name is Christopher. Also not bad. Very refreshing. Fortunately, they didn't have the lobster beer, so my vacation was ruined. Hey guys, last video for day 6 of my Portland vacation. Just coming out of the city. Real easy getting out. I guess everybody's still, you know, in the city. Nobody's leaving yet because it's only a little after 7 o'clock. Anyway, Cube's about to die, so good night. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the travel and back home. Probably going to do something in the morning before I go to the airport, like around 3. So, good night.